And so I think it's so important to have a learner's mindset go into anything really. And that really helped me
Yeah.
with my DJing and kind of just helps remind me to like, you got to practice and get better and not to compare yourself to anyone because this is your own
Yeah.
battle that you're having against yourself.
Yo, on this episode, we got a known B-boy slash DJ here in the Northwest. He's known here in Portland. He's from Seattle, Washington. He goes by the name DJ Magic Sean, aka Fish Boogie. We'll be going through some of his origins, his stories. You don't want to miss this episode because I'm your host, 24/7, and enjoy this show. Hey, what's up, guys? I got a real dope illest b-boy slash DJ here in the Northwest. He also very he's let me start. I got one. That's why there's editing, right?
Yeah, that's great.
Yo, I
That's
got
great.
one of the illest b-boys here, DJ in the Northwest. He also breakdances. He's well known here in the Seattle and Portland community. I got DJ Magic Sean, aka Fish Boogie. What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing pretty good, Tony. Uh, yeah, thanks for
Yo,
having me on. This is gonna be
yeah.
fun.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then, before we kick it off, welcome to the show. I'm the host, Tony 47, and a little bit about me. I'm out here in Portland, Oregon. I've been breakdancing for about 17 years, like off and on. I won jams, I judge jams, I throw in jams here in Portland. The context of this new channel and podcast is to connect and learn more about your guys' expertise, knowledge, and mindset, and pretty much whatever else we want to talk about really. And so, you know, Fish Boogie, what's up, man? So tell me about you started breaking before you're DJing, right? And so tell me about like how did you get into breakdancing?
Uh, sh- sure. So, believe it or not, I actually started as a popper. Um,
Oh,
I
snap, no
think in
way.
like, yeah, it was like '02 or '03, but I don't really count that because like I didn't know what I was doing, right? I feel like
Okay.
the first couple years you kind of just mess around just because you're a kid. Um, I was watching movies like You Got Served. Um,
Yeah.
and I just remember like going because I always lived out in Puyallup where there
Uh-huh.
weren't too many like b-boys at the time. Um, Most of the other b-boys were out in a different high school, and I would just like pop by myself in my garage, and I started learning that from
Yeah.
like a homie at church because I used to go to church a lot,
Okay.
and yeah, it all started with like a glide and an arm wave, but I think couple like a year or two down the line,
Okay.
I had
What
gone to like a
what
oh
what
what's
what
up?
year was this? 2000 I think you got served came out like what, 2004 or something like that. So it
Yeah,
was around that
b-
time.
right. But I actually started messing around with dancing like '02, '03 or something. And
Oh, okay,
then
dope.
yeah, I'm kind of getting to the breaking part. So like I think it was one of the events that Jason Hoolan was throwing out for like out from Fab Five out in Tacoma. It was kind
Oh
of like a
wow.
four elements workshop where actually that was the first time I got to learn graph. First time I touched tables. And then there was a breaking class too.
Okay.
And it was actually I think it was like Germs and like Woody Dance Brooms. Carnage was there, Janique was there, I think Hyun too. I don't remember but I met a lot
Okay.
of the Dance Broom guys like around there, and I think it was actually Woody that was the one that told me like, poppers make good breakers. And
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, and in all honesty, I took that into consideration. I thought about it, and then I started going out to these like high school practices at the other high school. Like I have to drive over there, just got my license and stuff. And then I started
Yeah.
meeting a lot of different breakers there. Ribonics was actually one of the first guys I met, along with like Andy
Oh,
Tiger
sick.
Claw from like Misguided Steps,
Yeah,
Rick.
yeah.
Um, and then most of the members from like 1742 back in the day. So like
Okay.
Joel, Phenomenon, Shelton, uh, and my
Oh
homie
man.
Pierce, Ronell. There was
Yeah.
a lot of fools back then, Goodwill, Hercules. Anyways, I could go on. But yeah, just like I just kept practicing with them a lot. And then it was mainly like Rick and Andy from Misguided that just really started to show up to all these high school practices that we had, after school, and like started taking me around a lot of different places and jams too. Um,
Dope,
like
dope.
yeah, I remember the first couple of times I went out to Portland, it's because of them. And like I got to meet Moon Patrol. I think I was
Yeah.
smoking weed out of a Coke can with Bless
Oh,
One.
no way.
Yeah, yeah, because like I was like I was only like 16, but everybody went to Goodfoot, and
Uh-huh.
it was
Oh,
cracking. I mean, it still is, but I don't know how it is nowadays. But back then, like that was the thing to do. And yeah, I think I stayed over at Nice Greg's spot. I met like 1A Kevin, um,
wow,
Hui,
yeah.
Hugh, all the brothers, Huang. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a journey, man.
Wow.
Um, yeah, I could go on about a lot of other stuff, but let's just fast forward. So yeah, sure. I'm like
Yeah,
high school
yeah.
dancing and started hitting up these jams. I was kind of like the kid who always had the CDs. Like you
Okay.
remember like you had the zip up like folder
Oh,
with all the
yeah.
CDs, and then you go to like Shazam or Kazaa or something, just download all these like breaks and stuff. And like, I didn't know what I was doing, and just download all these like weird disco tracks and stuff. But like, yeah, I don't know. It was just to a point where I felt like, maybe I should just try this out, this DJing thing, because I kept going to these jams. I started to know what I liked. I started to know what I didn't like. I started to know like, hey, like maybe I could change this, I could do that. Um,
And
and
is
then it
this
wasn't.
was this
Oh, what's
around
that?
the what year was this? Past 2002, obviously, or is it
So
around the
dance.
same?
There was a lot of dancing from like '02 to like I think '07.
Oh, 2007. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
And
and
then
it
you
was
started
like
picking up DJing from there.
yeah, from like '07 and on. That's where like I started spinning and stuff. But
Okay.
Um, I think the shift happened right around where I started college over at UW. And I would always kick it
Nice.
with Shot Calling from
Shot
Moon Patrol and
calling.
Misguided.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Shot Calling.
Yeah.
And yeah, we would kick it all the time and just like go out, eat, hang out, go to different places. But it it was like that winter of like '07, '08, where like yeah, I just like used my financial aid money and just like bought a set of tables and a mixer and just started practicing in my dorm room. And I think I ate ramen for like 2 months, but
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
totally worth it, because it was just like something completely brand new. Especially because around the university, there were like so many dope record shops too, where I was picking up like dope ass cuts for the low.
Uh-huh.
And it's even crazier to find out later on in life that some of my DJing crew at Stop Biting were actually working at those shops. Um, Small world. Um, but
You said stop biting. Is that a shop?
oh no, it's a Stop Biting crew. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
yeah, yeah.
I don't think I'm
Um,
familiar with them.
oh, it's all good. It was like yeah, the longest running hip hop night in Seattle since like '04. Um, Obviously I was too young, so I didn't get down to like much later, but
Okay.
like those are like all my big homies. And yeah, it's always nice to think back on these humble beginnings, like
Yeah,
how it
and
all started.
when when you're going to like stop biting, so that's a crew hip hop, and then would they throw like jams or would they kind of have like community practice and stuff? Like how'd you end up leaking with them?
So basically I would go to these practices at the vineyard especially. 'Cause like, I was at a dorm room like down the street.
Okay,
And then
okay.
I would keep getting invited to Stop Biting. It was at a place called Lo-Fi Performance Gallery. If you guys ever check it out. One of the dopest spots in Seattle, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, and the venue is just like something special, right? Because you walk in and the bar's to the right, but there's like a little front room where they always had like pad pushers or like MCs, open mic, just like ciphers,
Oh,
performances
okay.
sometimes. But the peculiar thing is there was always like this long, dark hallway that you just walk straight through and you turn a little bit, and that was the
Uh-huh.
back room. And that's where all the magic happened, honestly. That's
Oh,
kind of where like pretty much Circle of Fire was just run game, and all the other big homies, all the homies, my age, all the little homies, everyone just like, we just go off in that back room, and it's kind of really dedicated for like a dancer's night, right?
oh,
So
sick.
yeah, so we'll be listening to a lot of like breaks, funk, boogie, soul, broken beat. That's always cool. And then house is really big too. And
Nice.
had this like big ass disco ball up top. Lighting was dope. It was just
Uh-huh.
something that like, you look up the word like dope club and hip hop or just something like, what would you expect? Um, that was it, it was something special. And I'm really happy that it was running for so long. But I also do
Oh,
think, oh, good things come to an end, So um,
what were you guys? You guys were just like just getting down, having fun, dancing. Everyone's getting breaking. People are doing different styles and pop a lock, all kinds of sort of things. Everyone's just so it was just like a fun night, like giant cipher,
yeah, pretty
pretty much,
much one big cipher where like
and
everyone's just sharing
vibing.
energy.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
it
sick.
didn't matter what style of dance you did, because even people who didn't dance were jumping in, or people that like you have a couple of these homies where like, hey man, like let's break, and it's in high school and they grow older and they say, oh man, I'm kind of over that, and they're
Uh,
they're breaking, like
yeah,
it just brings like the most rare form of people out in that kind of setting, and I wish there was more spots like that, not just in Seattle but
yeah.
everywhere, just to have that same
That's
feeling.
sick. Yeah, yeah. Sounds like it's like one of those nights like everyone just vibes out and just feeling each other's energy, and you're just like, man, what a night, and everyone's just flowing and vibing off each other. That sounds dope,
Yeah,
man. I wish I was there.
I mean, I think the crew was talking about a return to stop biting. I'm okay with like, leaving it RIP, but it's not really my choice.
Hmm. Right,
But we'll
right.
see what happens in the future, Maybe we'll have one again or we'll do something, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Heck yeah, man. Cool. And so do you are you still breaking till this day, or are you more into DJing?
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. When I started DJing a lot more, like I just didn't like I was still dancing quite a bit, right? Because it's like practice is up the street. I was still in college and stuff.
Okay,
But I think
nice.
things started slowing down a bit, break wise, once I started having to spin a lot of these events. And I'm
Yeah.
sure like if you guys were around that time, like yeah, there was a jam every weekend
Uh-huh.
for
Yeah.
the whole month, 3 months in a row. And it's like, damn, nowadays it's like you have a jam every few months now. It's
Yeah, for sure. How
it's weird.
often were you getting booked to DJ like jams and stuff? You said you were getting booked every month, right? Or every week of the month, and that was back, I think that's yeah, back in, I don't know, the last 10 years, right? And within that time frame.
Yeah, it's something like that. I don't remember the exact years or anything,
Right,
but
right.
I
Yeah.
just remembered having to do a bunch of jams.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of a time where like, Friday there'll be a jam and I'll do that. But like Saturday, like someone will hit me up, be like, yo, the DJ fell through. Can we come through? And I'll be like, shit, I just
Oh, okay.
wanted to go and vibe. But like, okay, 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 I'll do it. And I'll be there, right? And then Sunday, it's like, or I get it hit up Saturday night. It's like a last minute, like, oh, they got something in the afternoon. And like things like that,
So
Scenarios like that happen a
um
lot.
I don't know the DJ scenes on that part. Can you kind of elaborate on like would you so were you so you were doing other gigs besides breakdance battles, right? So were you like doing clubs and or like nightclubs and gigs of like events and stuff like that?
I've done a few clubs and the top 40 spots.
Okay.
And yeah, I always thought it was kind of weird. I don't know. I guess I just like the music better with breaking especially, or just like different
Yeah.
styles of music. Um I guess nowadays I'd have more fun with it, but yeah, I don't know. I did a lot of weird stuff. Then like I did this like yoga class, like hip hop yoga at the Tacoma Mall one time.
Oh
Uh
wow.
I've done like bat mitzvahs, weddings,
What?
just
That
I
one
don't
that must be crazy.
like I don't know how it happens. It's just like somehow someone gets hold of like my contact and just like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, you want to try this out? And I just go, okay.
Yeah. Nice. So like so yeah, you got into some DJing, you got into breaking. Um so out of those two, I know you kind of collab with both, vibing and break beats and stuff like that. Is there a side you like more?
Mm, I kind of think of it like this because the more elements you're involved with personally, I think your journey with hip hop is just goes much deeper, right?
Yeah.
Um, I mean, fortunately, I'm able to do two different elements. Secretly, I work on my own graph, right? Or I'll be in the shower just spit my own bars, even though I know
Okay.
no one's gonna hear me, right?
Yeah.
Um, it's kind of like, if you get so deep into this you're going to understand like every one of these are connected and that it's there for a reason. Like there is a purpose. And
Uh-huh.
that
Yeah.
if you get bored of one thing, it's the reason to try the other things and to not get burnt out on just that one element because I think the four is just kind of a good balance of everything. And a lot of times, like nowadays, especially, I know I said I kind of slowed down breaking, but nowadays that's kind of all I think about as opposed to like spinning and things like that.
Nice.
Because there were points in my life where I just got sick of spinning and
Yeah.
like just didn't know where my direction was going or where my journey with hip hop was. But it always brought me back to the core when I would just show up to practice and see the same homies I've known for like 17, 20 years now. And
Yeah.
it's like inspiring, really, just to take little breaks for yourself, and check out these other elements. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Damn, love that. That's dope, and definitely a great feel. Like, especially going to like an open community jam where like you're gonna probably see some homies and stuff from 10, 15, 20 years, within that time span, and it's like it's nice to see like, hey, you're still doing this? What's up? So
Yeah.
it's dope. Heck
Um,
yeah,
it's honestly like breaking is kind of it's so free, and you honestly don't have to think about anything else except like what am I gonna do right now, right? And it's great to see
yeah,
that when I haven't seen a lot of the homies, because we're all living our lives and stuff, but
yeah,
it's always
yeah,
just great to just go back to a jam, whether it's a good or a bad jam, mind you. Like I don't care at this point. Being much older now, it's like I'm just very fortunate that this is still happening and
yeah,
still at a local level too. And I think the local level is where the real growth happens, and you get to meet pretty much lifelong friends, whether we know it or not.
the hope. So tell me a time where do you remember your first or your most rememberable breakdance battle you attend or you competed in or just entered for fun or like did you have a memorable moment like most one that come up to mind?
Uh, it's that Hood River Jam.
Oh,
What's that
really?
one called?
Breaking the Gorge?
Oh man, I remember going to like the first several, um, and that was when I was still in Unleashed crew, and
Okay.
I rode down with I think Luna and Buckshot a few times.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we've done the trip. Yeah, yeah, we would just go out there and just battle, and then yeah, we would win, I guess. Like it was,
Right.
I guess I was okay at the time, right? And yeah, that I guess that was memorable. Um, I remember being stuck in traffic from like Portland to Hood River. It was like car to car,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like nothing was moving. And then like I think Buck was only like what 14, like
Uh-huh.
15.
I think you know
And we
about
just
that.
tell yeah, and we just tell him like, yo, just jump out the car and just do a set. And
Bro,
the kid was just so hype and just so wild at the time. He just like, okay, and he just jumps out, just throws down a set. I mean, we should
sick.
have probably been recording or something, but
Yeah, you know the
it's just like,
craziest. Oh,
or
sorry.
I'm sorry.
The craziest thing that I actually remember that I was in traffic while you I saw Buckshot get out of the car one time. He just started top rocking. I was like, what? What are you guys doing? And there was like a car wreck, right? So we're like, it was just yeah, stop, go, 5 minutes. Yeah, I forget what year, but that I remember that actually that year because I
Oh,
was
that is so funny. You saw that too.
yeah, that's so crazy how that like it connects, like wow, pretty amazing. So Hood River, yeah, that's sick. You just had a Oscar through one like a couple weeks ago. It was cool. The scene is not as doesn't seem as hype as it used to be, but it's still dope to be out there and enjoy the that atmosphere in the jam. So
My question is, at that jam, did they still have the slippery cardboard thing, like that board
it's
that
not
just slides whenever
cardboard.
it,
Oh
or
man,
you
it
know what,
was it
I'm
was like
talking
a
about,
thick
right?
yeah, it was like a thick
But
cardboard
it's
thing.
slippery though, right? It was still
A little
slippery?
bit slippery,
Oh
yeah.
man.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's the same, but I think he actually threw a little linoleum or something over it, but it was still kind of slick.
Okay. Okay.
I I think it might have been the same thing, to be honest.
It's
Yeah.
just one of those things where it's like, yo, you're coming out to Hood River? All right, you got to dance with like 1 foot now. You
All
know,
right.
or like one hand tied behind your back, like you got this, man. And everyone's crashing, but it's like it's so fun. Um, yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. Heck yeah, that's crazy that moment, right? And so, when did you get into work? You said your crew used to be an Unleash. Are you in a crew right now, or um, yeah, tell me, or what crew you in right now, or tell me, what crews were you in the past? Yeah.
Sure. So going down the line, it would have been 1742, Ill
Okay.
Essentials, Misguided Steps, to Unleashed, to I guess Stop Biting, but
Okay.
that's not a breaking crew. And then right now it's Raw Minds up in Vancouver. Like I'm
Oh,
like the only cat that lives down here.
Raw
But
Minds. Who's in that crew? I swear I heard that name before. Is Matt Wong in
uh
that one? I think it's Matt Wong. No.
no, Matt was in DRS, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels and
Okay.
NON, but I think he's just chilling now. I don't know.
Okay.
You could
Yeah, I
ask
don't know
him
too
about
much.
that sometime.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. But no, as far as my crew goes, there's like 8, 9, 10 of us. I don't know. It's like a long list, but I
Okay.
really got down with them and started getting to know them very well on a personal basis.
Dope,
Met
dope.
met a couple of them through jams. I got acquainted with one that was into DJing, and he brought me up to Vancouver, invited me a few times, and met my other crew members there, and
Hell yeah.
yeah, it just all kind of clicked. And
Let's for the viewers that don't know when we say Vancouver, so we're not talking about like Vancouver, You're talking about Vancouver, BC, Canada, right?
right, right,
Yeah, okay.
and
And
yeah, just we're just kind of same vibe, and just chilled. And then I got
hell
asked one
yeah.
day, and I was like, cool. And yeah, we're like brothers now, or we are brothers.
Raw
Yeah.
what's the crew name again? One more time.
Oh, Raw Minds.
Raw Minds. Okay. Okay. Damn. craziest thing you brought that up. I'm actually I'm heading there tomorrow actually to
Oh,
PC
fun.
to link to do a podcast and link up with Arthur. I forgot his
Oh,
last name
nice.
and Puzzle.
Okay.
And so yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So
Yeah, I think you caught Puzzles at a good time because he's supposed to move back to Toronto or something now, or Montreal.
yeah, yeah, he mentioned that.
Something about
He says
that.
I'm going
Y-
there end of the month, and I was like, damn, we can Zoom, but that would be sick to meet, like link up with him and do it in person. He was like, he was so down for it. So I was like, all right, I'll you know, if my mom's like,
That's
let's
what's up.
go, let's
Yeah.
go, let's drive 6 hours. Not, yeah, sure, whatever. But I'll just wake up in the morning and go. So yeah, man. Oh, dude. So let's take it back. So when you got into DJing and you said you got into DJing through mutual friends and you said from the back door, what was it, the back door, the bite,
Oh, stop biting.
stop mining. So the people involved in through that, that's not how you got into DJing.
No, actually, it was just my own interest. Again, just being the music guy at practice all the time, and I just had a bunch of music. I thought,
Oh,
man,
cool.
like it'd be fun to spin some of these jams. And
Did you have like when you're learning it though, did you have like a mentor, someone to teach you doing, or you were just like learning like self-learning?
oh man, I wish. Yeah, everything was like YouTube, me just going out biting fools all the time.
Yeah.
Um, like when you're learning, you're just not really supposed to have any rules for yourself because if you do, like you're not gonna have the opportunity to see like everything else. Um, and so I think it's so important to have a learner's mindset when you go into anything really. And that really helped me
Yeah.
with my DJing and kind of just helps remind me to like, you got to practice and get better and not to compare yourself to anyone because this is your own
Yeah.
battle that you're having against yourself. Um,
Love it.
yeah.
Yeah. That was sick. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of mental issues where people will look at other people and kind of compare. But it's like in reality, they could have started like 5, 6 years ago. And like you can't, there's no comparison if you just started from first year. And even though you guys are the same age, there's still that gap of learning, right? So that's dope that you said that.
I guess to go even further, it's just how deep do you want to go yourself? Because if you could go deep, then you're gonna find it, right? Whatever that
Right.
is.
Yeah.
Um, and no one's gonna be able to take you there. They could kind of give you a direction, but the rest is just you. And
Yeah.
if you could find that level of deepness and understanding with like hip hop and like how everything's connected, like I guess your dancing just looks like you're free, right? Like you could
Yeah.
see a lot of famous dancers, or like, good dancers nowadays who are just free because they understand that level of deepness, that goes beyond just winning competitions and practicing and eating chicken, rice, broccoli, and meal prepping and things like that. Um,
Yeah. Damn.
I'm actually,
Nice. Okay.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah,
Yeah, no, I love it. That's really good. That's really inspiring. That's especially inspiring to me and whoever's watching. And I think that your mindset and for you to like understand that and as we're getting older, that it's really, really good.
yeah. It becomes like, this is like me saying all that and also being one of those people where for years I would hate going to certain practices because I felt like, oh, you're just gonna copy my moves, or
Uh-huh.
I don't want to bite everyone because I want my own moves and things like that. Nowadays, it's like, dude, I don't have time. Like, this is the only time I get to break, like all week. I've been thinking about it a lot. I need to get down. And so
Yeah.
I think that's a better way to think of it nowadays. Just like
Oh yeah. That
you're
that
there, just practice, man. Like,
Yeah.
who cares? Who cares anymore? Only thing I'll complain about practice now is like, man, this mixtape sucks. Or like, oh, I can't feel the music, and I'll just put headphones in and stuff. But, you know,
Right.
that's the only complaint, really. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. I totally get what you mean because it's like you put the time to go out to like these practices and like you're going there because you want to get down and practice and you those movements to get that feeling, feeling good and stuff like that. Just kind of be free, right? And having that limited belief because all these other people are there. Definitely, yeah. I'm at the state too when I'm at practice, like I don't really care anymore. I want to get down because I want to get down, right? And that
Right.
stuff, in the back of my mind, when I see people get down like that, I just watch them like, cool, man, that's dope. Like, I think it's props to them to go out there and just do it versus like kind of sitting around, throw one move here and there, sitting. It's like I didn't even get a good practice. so but yeah, to me, if yeah, I definitely have to get out there and just do it. And yeah, man, this is crazy. Like, I feel like there's a lot of similarities of mindsets and things that you're mentioning. I feel the same thing. And so, yeah, that's cool.
I think it just shows, you know, your love for hip hop and how much like it takes one to know one, right? And
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure you know that feeling. You know that feeling I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like oh yeah, there's a jam coming up next month, and then you get the day off and you're getting all ready for this, and you plan like your trip if you have to drive far, you find the homies that you want to roll with if they're free or whatever. If they
Uh-huh.
aren't, you just drive alone, and just check it out. But you go there and you end up meeting again like the same people you've known for a long time plus more. Sometimes people that just moved here or are visiting the jam too. You just get to literally see all kinds of styles, which just makes it a
Yeah.
lot more fun. That's what it's all about, really. Yeah.
Yeah. Dope. Sick. So like while you're do you have a most memorable moment when you're DJing at a jam or like I don't know, just like is there any memorable moments when you're DJing spinning, right?
Uh, there's a bunch. I've had a lot of
Okay.
weird ones, but this is like one that I always tell the homies because it's just funny. So, up here in Seattle, the big homie, Tim Chips,
Uh-huh.
right, from
Yeah,
Fraggle
yeah.
Rock crew, he was always throwing this jam called Sweet 16,
Right,
which,
yeah.
if anyone doesn't know, it's kind of like Red Bull BC1, but local, like local heroes, cats that are killing it, up and comers,
Yeah.
the nastiest B-boys and B-girls, just anyone at that point in time. Um, and he had somehow got an opportunity to throw something big down in Sacramento, which was like
Uh-huh.
a 3-day jam, right? And sure, he hits me up, asked me if I was down, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'm down. And so
Yeah.
I get there. There's supposed to be like 4 DJs all weekend. Turns out I was the only one, right?
Oh,
And
what?
so, yeah, and it was like a pretty big deal jam. Like there was like cats from like Japan, Netherlands, like
Oh,
Russia,
wow.
just like Italy, just like man, like this is kind of a big deal. I don't like what
And
did
you
you
got
set me
you.
up for, man? I got. And
That's
so like yeah, I just felt like I was a slave to this jam like for 3 days straight. Where
oh
like
man.
I kept getting promised like, yo, like we got other DJs on the way, and I'm just still spinning, kind of losing my mind. Just okay, let's do this. They're coming through. And I think it wasn't until the second day, they had gotten someone,
Okay.
and he was like a club DJ or something, right? So I was like, in the back of my mind, like, uh-oh, like this is gonna be either really good or I don't know, man. And so the homie shows
Uh-huh.
up, and all I needed him to do was play like a cipher before the power battle. And
Yeah.
I got the lowdown, was like told like, okay, he's a club DJ. So I tell this guy like, look, man, like I know you're club DJ. just play something safe,
Uh-huh.
Tribe Called Quest, Most Def, Talib, some Far Side, Gangstar, just chill, bro. You could play Jay-Z if you want, just something, man. And we gave each other dab. He's like, okay, I got you, bro. And then he starts playing that Beyonce surfboard track, like immediately. And
Oh
like
boy.
I just like literally turned around and this was going on. And all the breakers
Oh
just
man.
looking around like, yo, what's going on? And then Abe from Flex Flav, he just like,
Uh-huh.
hey yo, Sean, like, can you come back and spin? It was only like 30 seconds. I
Oh
was just like,
man.
yikes.
One, not even a song.
Right. And then I think right afterwards I played the Mortal Kombat theme song. So it was all good, It got weird, things got weird. Um, I was like out of my mind at that point, but somehow, yeah, I made it through the weekend. Um,
Dope, dope. Can
just for
imagine,
fun,
yeah.
I want to throw in this like side story, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't know what it is, but like the 7-Elevens out in Sacramento are hella scary, bro.
Oh, really?
Like late at night, yeah. Like I remember it was me and Bucks coulda walked into 7-Eleven because I wanted to get like cigarettes or something or a drink or
Uh,
I don't remember. But like when you walked in, it was kind of like closed off a little bit. Like it had a little like, box, like an open area, and
okay.
all you hear is like classical music just blasting through these little speakers up top. And then you
Dang.
look around and it's just all these bums that look like zombies, literally just kind of staggering left and right, not saying anything. They're all just kind of looking at us before we go inside. I was like, dude, this is really scary, man. Like,
Dang, that's crazy.
oh,
7-Eleven, Sacramento. Yeah,
yeah, just
that's a
watch out,
great
man.
tip.
Yeah, yeah, just pick and choose, man. Go to a gas station instead. That shit was scary, bro.
Yeah, I bet. Dang, that's crazy. That's a good side story. And if you guys are, listening and watch out for the 7-Elevens in Sacramento. Cool, man. That sounds like a great event. So you pretty much span the whole weekend, right? And so, wow, that's props to you. Heck yeah, that's crazy. I can't imagine, doing that. And I'm sure the music, like, how did you have enough music to even like spin in like the whole day? Those 3 days.
Um, so I think at the time I thought I like had big balls just 'cause like, damn, like I just did 3-day international event with the
Uh-huh.
promises of all these DJs. And then later when I was watching the footage, I did repeat some of the songs. So
Oh, okay. You're 3 days in, so
I mean, I guess it wasn't
yeah,
horrible. I think I did pretty good for what it was worth, right? Like,
yeah, yeah,
'cause that's kind of the thing about hip hop too, is like, yo, this shit happens sometimes and you just gotta roll with it, man. It's kind of do or die. And like, if it doesn't happen, like no one's gonna have fun.
yeah,
You just got to make sure like, hey, I'm a part of this event because I want to have fun and make sure everyone else is having fun. And
yeah.
yeah,
Cool, man. So like, through breaking, hip hop, DJing, like what inspires you to, keep at it, or what inspires you to keep doing what you're doing?
it's the music, man. It's all about the music. I mean, you could hear like, in high school we had I would call it like the classics, right? Like shit you would hear at every single jam. Rock
Okay.
Creek Park, Apache, Mexican,
Oh yeah.
even organ donor, stuff like that. Um, I think we were all spoiled at that time, and I'm pretty sure other people have felt this too, where you just kind of get sick of some of those songs, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah.
But the thing is, it's always there, and and the fact that you could go back to that same music, but still hear different things, feel different things, feel the
Yeah.
same, it's kind of nuts. Um, I feel like music is more powerful than like a picture, and it's something that sometimes
Yeah.
they'll just pop up in your head, and you just want to like break or get down or throw down a set real quick, or you just want to go and listen to it, right? That's
Wow.
what's keeping me going with this whole thing, breaking, DJing. Um, it's the fact that there's just so much music still out there that we don't know about is kind of what's
Right.
driving me to continue to like figure out how deep this goes, this rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And
Heck yeah.
I still don't think I'm there yet. Uh, and I am so fortunate to have all the people that have been in my life to kind of help form and change me and make me into who I am today. And so, um,
Yeah.
yeah, I just gotta thank everyone for being there and still being there too. Yeah.
Sick. Damn. Nice. Nice. Heck yeah, man. Cool. So like, is there anything you're working on in, any projects? What do you do now? Anything building up in the horizon you're working on?
Uh, so I've actually slowed down a lot on jams, not by choice. Like just a lot of people aren't throwing as many jams anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I've been doing a lot of bar gigs and stuff. But that's not
Okay.
to say that I have a new mixtape coming out. That's a break mixtape.
Oh,
Oh
word.
yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be called Secret Weapon.
Yeah.
I haven't really put out a ETA on when it'll release, but it's really gonna touch
Yeah.
upon a lot of the old music we used to listen to, but in much different ways, and also being able to throw in new things that I've found over the years. Um,
Heck yeah.
Personally, I think I know that nowadays it's kind of the thing to create your own breaks and music and things like that,
Right. Yeah.
and I have like plenty of respect for it. And I used to try to make some music too. But I think over time, I just have so much appreciation to the artists again who we've never heard of yet, or the artists you already know that you didn't hear that one song. I still need to pay my
Yeah.
respects to all that, and continue to dig because the DJ is essentially just the messenger of the music, right? And whatever we find, we're
Yeah.
just letting other people know about it. And so I think my job's not done yet as far as that goes.
Sick. Damn. Love it. That's pretty inspiring. Yeah, I kind of want to DJ now. You
Uh,
know?
in all honesty too, like I said earlier about the elements, if you're
Yeah.
breaking, like you should definitely learn how to DJ. I know the music a lot more. I'm more in tune with the music. I know how to feel it. I know how to rock it. And so in some weird ways, I feel like my dancing improves so much.
Oh, that
And
makes sense. Yeah.
in all honesty too, at jams, like it's not like a club where you could just go up and ask if you could spin. Like as far as I go and how many jams I've done at this point, like if you want to learn how to DJ, just come to the DJ booth and ask. Like, hey, can I scratch for a little bit? Like, cool, whatever. Just don't suck, but
Right.
try. Go for it. I
Okay.
need a bathroom break too, so you could handle the tables for like 5, 10 minutes, right? Bye. Come
Yeah,
back.
right, right. Okay. Sick.
Yeah.
And that's with anybody, pretty much. You're pretty open to that. Well, I mean, as
I
long as
th
they don't suck.
you know,
So
I was joking about that, but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
more serious, you know, if I could be that person where your first interaction and your first love for DJing was like then and there, I want to be a part of that. If there's a way for me to be like, hey, like, sure, try this out, then the person might be inspired and who knows, might be the next best break DJ in the world or something. I don't want to
Yeah.
be able to I don't want to be that guy that doesn't allow someone to have that chance or that opportunity just because I thought, no, I'm spinning, it's my time, and like, all that
Right.
ego stuff. It's like, yo, it's not that serious, man. I think, okay, if it's Red Bull, yeah, probably don't ask me that.
Right.
Right? It's on camera and stuff, but like, local jams, whatever, man. Local is local. We're
Yeah.
all there to grow and build together and really be a community. And I think that's
Dope.
all a part of that, really.
Yeah. Speaking of the, DJing and whoever comes up to, wanting to learn and stuff like that, have you ever done like workshops or anything or teaching methods with turntables and DJing?
Yeah, funny that you asked that. I just did workshop 2 days ago at the Beacon. Shout outs to
Oh,
the
sick.
Beacon,
Okay.
Massive Monkeys. Yeah, yeah. The 2 hour intensive. And I've done several others too with like I think like a few with like Woody and like Fab Five. A couple of those. Actually,
Okay.
my first workshop
Yeah.
was over at Fab Five. Yeah, that was super cool. Um,
Remind me again, what's Fat Five? Is that a studio?
no, Fab Five is like a organization. It's like a crew. Just focusing on like all the elements of hip hop. Um,
Oh, word. Okay.
yeah, it's
That's
kind of
dope.
a Tacoma thing. Yeah,
Okay.
and since I grew up in the 253, I feel like I got a lot of influence from that, and really helped form, my style and how I am and stuff.
Nice. Nice. That's dope. Okay. Heck yeah, man. I love it. I love that all the knowledge and expertise and inspiring stories and willing to, teach and learn others about breaking and DJing. So heck yeah. Cool. Cool. Um, so I'm gonna probably wrap it up right here, actually. And so um if we wanted to get a hold of you, you're out in Seattle, Tacoma, or no, Seattle, Washington, right? And so
Right.
they want to get in touch with you, DJing, maybe breaking and stuff like that, or just because you're a cool guy. And so where would they find you?
You can reach me at DJ Magic Sean. It's
Uh,
Magic SEAN, all one word. Either Instagram, DJ Magic Sean at Gmail. Check me out on Mixcloud, DJ Magic Sean. I don't really like SoundCloud as much, so I got a lot of old mixes there.
okay.
But um, yeah, it's DJ Magic Sean. Pretty simple.
Dope, dope. Yeah, and I'll link all those in in the description below so that can get in touch with you. Before we end it, how did you get your name, by the way? Why did they call you Fish Boogie, and then how'd you get Magic Sean? Kind of curious.
Oh, okay. So, when I started dancing, I think it was like a New Jack battle that Bless One was spinning out in like one of the Shoreline YMCA's.
Okay,
That was actually a first battle for a lot of people. I think that was like Lunatic's first battle too, where he actually won against the homie Hercules. Um, but I didn't want
dope.
to sign up as like, B-boy Sean. So I was like, what am I interested in? And then at the time I was on the swim team. And
Okay,
so I thought, okay, fish. And then what else? And then Boogie actually came from Juice Boogie
okay.
because I really like Juice Boogie's style, man. That fool is one of the nastiest B-boys, at least to me. And I kind of put
Yeah,
two and two together, so it was Fish Boogie. And I kept that name for a while, I was DJing with it for a long time too.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I think for me, I kind of just grew out of the name.
Right.
Uh, the biggest one was because a lot of like OGs, especially the ones that like from the hood and stuff, they would always kind of talk shit like, "Yo, do you know what we call people in prison?" And I'm just like, "No," and like fish. And I'm just like, "Oh man,"
Oh,
right? And
damn.
I'll keep hearing that shit for like I don't know, God knows how long. And so eventually I was like, "Yo, man, I need a different name."
Right,
And
right.
I think yeah, it just kind of dawned on me like, I always got to pull out these like little magic tricks out of my sleeve because of like so many things going wrong at a jam or like I was like helping out a lot of people. People helped me a lot too. Don't so I'm not saying like, it's just me, but
Right, right.
um like yeah, I just felt like I was so able to just pull things off last minute and freestyle, just kind of, magic. and then Sean,
Mm.
Magic Sean. If you put it together, kind of looks like the word magician. And if you
Oh,
actually,
really? Okay.
and if you could kind of say magician too, I was going by that for a while, but I think Magic Sean's is cool. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's the name.
Yeah. Sounds more simpler, right? And your
Yeah,
name's in it. Yeah, yeah. And so
yeah, yeah.
cool,
It's,
man. Dope, dude. It's such a blessing to have you on. I think you dropped a lot of knowledge and valuable to like me and possibly the viewers as well. And I think it's definitely a lot of that storytelling really inspires, it's just like, man, it's cool. It's cool. And a lot of stuff you mentioned, I can like kind of relate to the in my mind, and things as well, and kind of story through meeting you and others and like combining because I know some of the people you're talking about. And I was like, oh, dude, yeah, I know him and him. Okay, so
yeah.
it's pretty dope that you've been around for this long in the scene, and so such a blessing to have you on, bro. Yeah.
Thanks for everything, Tony. It was fun just talking about myself, and hopefully somebody out there um liked it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, totally. I'm sure there's gonna be, people definitely liking it for sure. And so, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you, Magic Sean, Fish Boogie. It was a blessing to have you on. All right, guys. If you like this, subscribe, follow. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
And I think with experience and just like realizing over time that like half the fucking value I get out of being at practice is not caring what anybody thinks and just having fun. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you probably realizing that too. Like, you know what I mean? It's like